I would like to reply to the issues raised before this House whilst discussing the demands that have been brought before the House today. There was an issue raised by a member of the opposition benches, Mr. Wenzi Vegas, and I believe I have to give a clarification to this august House as to the facts of what exactly happened in my properties, wherein he claimed that I have committed gross environmental damages, etc., etc. Speaker, sir, the properties he referred to in Carmona village are definitely owned by me. The plots or the properties bearing survey number 57 and 58 were purchased by my late father way back in the late 80s. Prior to his death, my father gifted those properties to me. These properties, as per records, are known to be properties like part was a paddy field, part was for pisciculture activity. All these activities have been going on from the late 80s. It is a fact that both these properties were registered with MPDA, Marine Production Export Development Authority. The fishing activity was carried out by us till around the year 1995. However, we could not afford to maintain the bunds, and thus saline water inundated the place. The water breached the bunds and inundated the property. This water not only inundated my property, but inundated the surrounding properties too. Thereafter, in the year 2021, when I was not a member of this august House, my neighbors approached me and we all went to the then Minister for WRD, Shri Philip Neri Rodrigues, and requested him to help us repair the bunds in the vicinity. Shri Philip Neri Rodrigues was kind enough to direct the Chief Engineer of WRD to undertake the repair and strengthening of the bunds. I once again repeat, I was not an MLA. Thereafter, the WRD department sought permission from the Goa Coastal Zone Management Authority, who gave permission to repair the bunds and to repair and strengthen the bunds. We also sought permission from the Captain of Ports, lest allegations be made that we had encroached into the river. The work was tendered, the work was undertaken, and the work has been almost completed. Speaker, sir, the member of this House, after being elected as an MLA, visited my properties way back in the year 2022. He came along with his shouting brigade. He filed complaints with various authorities and in various departments. His complaints were looked into, and I think the faith of his complaint, he knows better. After the Lok Sabha elections that were recently held, as part of the euphoria of having won the South Goa Parliament seat, The MLA again visited my properties. That was, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in June 2024. He has filed complaints before various authorities. There too, I do not know what are the outcomes of the reports. All I know is that we have not cut any mangroves. We have not done any filling of the property. Yes, we have put mud on the bunds as we had permission from GCZMA to strengthen the bunds. This was one property of mine. Speaker, sir, I own a property in Shikali. The survey number is 151/4. In this property, there exists a house which is approximately 400 years old. One fine day, maybe around 10 years ago, one Mr. Prasanna Kunde filed a complaint with the Collector South, stating that there was a threat to a landslide taking place, and thus threat to lives and damage to properties. The Collector directed the PWD and the Mamlatar of Vasco to conduct an inspection. An inspection was conducted. It was confirmed by these authorities that there was a chance of a landslide. The Collector directed the PWD authorities to cut the slope, terrace the slope, and ensure that the risk of landslides was drastically reduced. The PWD conducted their study. The PWD drew up plans, but PWD went back to the Collector and told the Collector that due to paucity of funds, they could not undertake the job. The Collector directed me to undertake the work in lieu of the urgency and the threat of a landslide. He further directed that the plan of the terracing plan be approved by the PWD authorities, which was done.
Honorable Minister. Time.
Under Rule 16 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business, I move a motion to extend the duration of the sitting of the House by 1 hour.
The motion is that the duration of the sitting of the House be extended by 1 hour. Those in favor may say aye. Those against may say no. The ayes have it. Ayes have it. The duration of the sitting of the House is extended by 1 hour.
Speaker, sir, I undertook the work. I completed the work. But whilst completing the work, there was again a group of people from the village of Shikali who filed complaints with various authorities. Inspections were conducted. Nothing was done by the authorities because I was directed under the Disaster Management Authority to undertake the hill cutting. Speaker, sir, this work was executed under the supervision of the PWD authorities. With this, I hope I have clarified on this issue which has unnecessarily been brought before this august House. Thank you, Speaker, sir. Now I will go. You please sit. I'm on my feet.
Honorable
Speaker,
member,
sir, I'm on my feet.
please let
He
the
has no
minister
right to
complete.
stand up.
Speaker, sir.
You tell him to sit.
He has not finished his reply.
8 minutes. Speaker, sir, ask him to sit. Let minister answer first. अय राव मरे तेका आता तुझे कुल्ली तेने ऐकला तेजे ऐक आता बेश्टो एक्साइट कित्याक जाता तेजो प्रेशर वाडत तुजो वाडत.
Speaker, sir, I would like to ask the august members of this House whether they want a detailed answer or what. I have here a nice answer.
Detail काय नका विजय में वो एक्ट होते.
on CRZ issue 2019.
You give the overall answer of all.
Speaker, sir, at the outset, I would like to thank the Chief Minister for having given me a lot of support in my portfolios, and also thank him for giving me a team of officers who are ever willing to work to serve the interest of the state of Goa. Speaker, sir, management of the environment for the state of Goa requires a broader, inclusive, integrated and holistic approach. This involves the convergence of various departments, including the Forest Department, Water Resource Department, Fisheries Department, Animal Husbandry Department, authorities like the CRZ Authority, Biodiversity Board, Pollution Control Board, Wetland Authority, Coastal Management Society, and other regulatory bodies such as TCP and all which have mandates aimed at conservation of Goa's environment. Goa is blessed with abundant diversity and a unique setup ranging from mudflats and coastlines to the Western Ghats. Therefore, it is our endeavor and the motto of the Environment Department to ensure the conservation of the environment. Speaker, sir, to achieve this, we have taken steps to strengthen existing departments, create stronger autonomous bodies under the Environment Department to ensure effective conservation. However, it is also necessary to strike a balance between environmental conservation and sustainable development. Considering the limited area of our state, the protection regimes of CRZ, other no-development zones, eco-sensitive areas and wildlife sanctuaries. Speaker, sir, one of our major interventions is creating a blended finance platform to address most of Goa's environmental problems. This platform will not only provide financial strength, but also include technical institutions such as the World Bank, NABARD, Small Industries or SIDBI, Power Finance Corporation. Our departments have prepared an in-house comprehensive project report awaiting presentation at the Department of Economic Affairs, which Niti Aayog and other departments have already cleared. Once approved, this platform will provide technical and financial support for dealing with environmental issues ranging from coastal erosions and events including landslides, along with better environmental monitoring systems. Speaker, sir, on the aspect of failure of government to safeguard the environment of Goa, I have to submit that we have duly constituted the Goa State Environment Impact Assessment Authority and the Goa State Expert Appraisal Committee, consisting of experts from various fields who analyze the projects which are proposed by various project proponents in light of the ground conditions of our state. It is only after deep analysis and subject to satisfactory compliances that are given by the project proponents that such projects are cleared. The committee also visits sites to ensure that the conditions laid down in the environment clearances are duly fulfilled by the holder of the EC. Apart from that, the GSPCB also grants consent to establish and consent to operate various types of activities. Timely action is taken by the board by issuing directions from time to time to the collector or to such authorities as the case basis for the purpose of safeguarding the environment. Directions are also issued in terms of Section 5 of the Environment Protection Act through local bodies as well as other departments to ensure stoppage of discharge of sewage in water bodies and rivers. The Pollution Board, under the Central Pollution Control Board, monitors the program to check ambient water quality at 115 locations for water and air quality, which includes canals, lakes, rivers, reservoirs, creeks, and also common STPs at coastal beach locations. Speaker, sir, the Air Quality Index for the period 2023 and to 2024 is good to satisfactory. The water quality for freshwater rivers, as indicated, are within permissible limits for locations at Chandel, Asnora, Sankli, Kandepar, Kanakona on River Talpona, and Chapoli Dam. The GSPC has commissioned various works as real-time ambient monitoring stations at Kunkoli, Panjim, and Vasco. It has also done noise mapping for the state of Goa by identifying hotspots and measures to mitigate the same. Study of water quality in and around Kunkolim Industrial Estate and analysis of hazardous waste dump site, which earlier belonged to Sunrise Zinc, is being done through NERI. Speaker, sir, the department is also serious in revival of salt pans of our state in a big way. Furthermore, the department is also in the process to reinforce the bunds which have led to ingress of saline water towards landward side, leading to invasive mangroves showing signs of growth. This will eventually lead to freshwater areas being affected, and hence the department has taken this conscientious task of reinforcing the bunds. Speaker, sir, regarding ISRO, so some of my colleagues brought up the ISRO issue. It is my endeavor to replenish the beaches of the state of Goa. We have identified an agency who has carried out such exercise elsewhere, which is by far and large for long-term solutions so that the constant fears of coastal erosion of our state is done away with. This agency, which is based in Netherlands, who has carried out extensive and successful works in beaches there. The draft agreement has been forwarded to the Ministry of External Affairs, New Delhi, for the purpose of vetting and to convey an approval for inking the MOU. Speaker, sir, regarding forest fires, I think to the credit of the Forest Department, they have taken necessary precautionary measures, and thus there have been no fire incidents in the year 2024, and scientific studies, if any, ought to be done further by the Forest Department. Speaker, sir, study on impact of urbanization on the environment of Goa. Speaker, sir, our state has formed a climate change cell, and it has prepared the state action plan for climate change. Goa State Committee on Climate Change Cell has developed strong policy-level documents with consultations at grassroots level and has released the document in the year 2023. This document has been approved by the Cabinet and has been placed in public domain. The concerns raised on the impact of urbanization on the environment of Goa is well taken care of in the said document. Departmental consultations with teams of experts from the Department of Science and Technology have already started consultations to address the issue concerning therein. Speaker, sir, as per the EIA notification 2006, any projects which are having a built-up area of more than 20,000 square meters have to attain an environmental clearance from the SEIAA. It is only for Category A and Category B1 projects that the SEAC formulates the terms of reference for preparing the EAI report, which is thereafter thoroughly scrutinized for the purpose of granting an EC. Speaker, sir, coming to the Marina project, which many have raised. As I've said, it is sub judice, but I would like to inform this August House that there is a stay order issued by the High Court of Bombay in Goa, and therefore this project has been, if I may say, shelved as of today. Speaker, sir, we have approached the NIO Goa to carry out a fresh beach carrying capacity of the beaches. Once the study is completed, we will think as to whether we should embark on the exercise of carrying out a study on carrying capacity of the state if need be. Speaker sir, coming to sound pollution. Speaker sir, on the aspect of sound pollution, the Honorable High Court of Bombay is already seized with the matter, and hence in terms of section 37, brackets 8, I will not be in a position to offer any comments. However, I would like to clarify that the GSBC has installed online noise level monitoring systems at Kandoli, Kalangut, Anjuna, Vagator, Mandre, Morji, Kolva and Benauli. In the beach belts of Kavelosi and Palole and Arambol, it is under installation, and in Baga, due to non-issuance of an NOC by the GTDC, which we should be getting any moment, the installation is awaited. Furthermore, the Goa State Pollution Control Board has awarded a project for noise mapping, hotspots identification and mitigation measures to control noise pollution in the state of Goa to Envirotech Solutions Private Limited in collaboration with the Central Road Research Institute. It is a 12-month-long project to be executed by CRRI New Delhi in collaboration with Envirotech Instruments Private Limited. The objective of the study is to develop noise maps in terms of day and night equivalent noise levels, indicating hotspot areas, collection of primary data comprising of traffic volume, vehicular speed, road details, type, number of lanes, surface material, building layouts, meteorological and topographical data for the preparation of the noise map. The final report is to be submitted in September 2024 with recommendations for both short-term and long-term measures derived from detailed analysis highlighting the specific areas targeted for noise mapping. Mitigation measures will also be suggested to the stakeholders for reducing the noise pollution in identified locations as recommendations suggested. Our leader of opposition spoke about sunburn, but I think you have to give credit to the Goa Pollution Board that during last sunburn festival, they ensured that the noise levels were within the permissible limits and stopped the, the festival or the whatever, at the appropriate time. Speaker sir, failure to recruit additional staff upon creation of the new Department of Environment and Climate Change in the year 2020, this department was working with a skeletal staff. We have now created 53 posts and filled up the same. Additionally, on account of the heavy workload, we have moved a proposal for the creation of an additional 37 posts, and the same would be filled up through the Staff Selection Commission. Speaker sir, regarding the office in South Goa of the Pollution Board, I think we are open to the idea. We're looking for premises, and once we should be trying to open that office. Speaker sir, failure to protect sand dunes from destruction. Speaker sir, we have prepared the Coastal Zone Management Plan 2011, within which the sand dunes have been scientifically mapped. We have ensured that whenever the destruction of sand dunes is brought to our notice, timely action has been initiated for stoppage of such destruction, and penalties have been imposed in the nature of environmental compensation. The Goa State Biodiversity Board is also being romped in to carry out work of restoration of sand dunes. Speaker sir, with regard to the draft Kazan plan, Speaker sir, as regards to notifying the Kazan land management plan, a draft has been circulated to invite suggestions and objections. After obtaining the said suggestions and objections from the referral departments, we will assess and incorporate the same if required, and thereafter also call for suggestions and objections from the general public. This Kazan land management plan has been prepared by taking into consideration the litigations of all the provisions contained in CRZ Notification 2011. failure to protect houses of local Goans in CRZ areas. Speaker, sir, the CRZ notification was first notified in the year 1991, and the cut-off date was 19 February 1991. Whoever structure existed prior to 19 February 1991 stands to get protected as per the law. The CRZ notification speaks to protect fisher folks and local communities, and our state is sympathetic towards them. Very shortly, we will also notify the comprehensive plan for fishermen community living in CRZ areas. This plan will empower to give more teeth to the local community. We have also embarked on the exercise of exploring the possibilities of invoking the provisions of Section 6D of the CRZ Notification 2011, which speaks about regularization of the fishermen houses. Speaker, sir, coming to biodiversity. The Goa State Biodiversity Board has ensured to create a local biodiversity management committees for every local body. This voluntary body bridges the management and documentation on biodiversity, deriving conservation strategies based on People's Biodiversity Register. The People's Biodiversity Registers are validated by the BMCs and thereafter by the Gram Sabhas, and only then is the same validated by the state. We have also prepared the Goa State Biodiversity Strategy and Action Plan by engaging 50 state experts and 16 subcommittees. Very soon the same will be released so as to incorporate public views, if any, in the said action plan. Speaker, sir, coming to wetlands, part of our efforts to promote ecology and environment, we have notified as of date 15 wetlands. There is a misconception in the minds of general public about notifying wetlands, which has led to resistance. I would like to assure this House that all pre-existing rights and privileges of the locals will be protected, except those activities which harm the ecological character of the wetland. One of my colleagues from the opposite side spoke of notifying more wetlands. Within the next, I think, 15 days or 30 days, we will notify another 10 locations. Besides that, we have identified a total of 47 locations. The balance are in the process of being notified. Coming to CZMP 2019. Speaker, sir, we have diligently prepared the CZMP 2011, unlike other states. The state of Goa is the only state who has prepared the CZMP maps in the scale of 1:4,000. The CRZ notification speaks about notifying the maps in the scale of 1:25,000. Although we had notified the CZMP in September 2022, upon receipt of the plans in the scale of 1:4,000, it came to be known that the bun line is not in sync with cadastral survey plans of our state. We have now corrected the same. The fresh plans would be provided to us by the NCSCM. I have to put on record that we have been able to achieve this only due to the intervention of our Honorable Chief Minister, Dr. Pramod Sawant, who has taken up this issue on various occasions with the Union Minister of Environment and Forest and Climate Change. The work of preparation of the CZMP 2019 is only in the nature of updation of CZMP 2011 in accordance with the provisions of CRZ Notification 2019. Speaker, sir, there are apprehensions raised in this House with regards to the draft notification issued by the MOEF and climate change pertaining to the Western Ghats ecological sensitive areas. This draft notification was first issued in the year 2014, and it spoke about 99 villages. But the map annexed to the said notification, which only had the coordinates mentioned therein, when overlaid over the survey plan of our state, disclosed that it is not 99 villages, But really, there were 108 villages that actually effectively were covered by the notification. Speaker, sir, again, at the instance of our Honorable Chief Minister, meetings have been held in Delhi. We have put across issues pertaining to Goa, and I'm sure there will be some outcome that will come out from there.
Just a clarification. I mentioned about the same letter, on 14 June you made a letter. So original 108 पर डालने you asked to notify only 63 villages. Yes. So now with these landslides and all the way things are happening, I think you should look at maximum.
No, I'm coming back.
You look whether you can have the 108 villages as earlier listed.
No, let me finish. Speaker, sir, it is our endeavor to protect our fragile ecosystem due to vagaries of human intervention. Furthermore, there shall be no restrictions on repairs, extension and renovation of existing residential houses as per prevailing laws and regulations. Speaker, sir, it shall be the endeavor of our state to protect the fragile ecosystem in these draft notified villages of the Western Ghats and to protect ongoing activities which are connected to the livelihoods of the people living within these villages. To cite an example, red category industries are not permissible, but in the village of Byumpal in Satari Taluka, there exists a bus body building industry. And in the event, if this industry wants to expand, they will not be permitted. And this would result in loss of livelihood of our brethren if the said unit shifts to some other state or shifts to some other location. It is in this context that we would endeavor to protect the interests of the villagers from these villages. It is not that our state is a mute spectator to what is happening around us insofar as landslides are concerned. For that matter, at the instance of our Honorable Chief Minister, last year, much before Wayanad, he, under the chairmanship of the collector, he directed that a study be conducted on landslide-prone sites within the state of Goa. Why do I say that? It is to assure members of this august House that the government is sensitive to this issue and we are proactive, acting and will be taking whatever steps are necessary. Incidentally, the Honorable Chief Minister, as Chairman of the State Disaster Management Authority, has fixed a meeting on 9th of August to review that report.
No, so that 63, just a thing, 108 villages basically were there, listed earlier. Just 63, will you all consider making these 108 villages that were listed as before?
See, that notification is the draft notification has just come a few days ago. So give us time, we'll sit down and we'll discuss. No? Speaker, sir, coming to sand mining. I have a lady smiling and I hope I live up to her expectations with my reply. River sand has been an important ingredient for the purpose of carrying out any constructions, be it for the locals or for that matter of fact, any development project meant for the public. It is a known fact that sand was extracted by manual means traditionally, which has led to sustainable development in our state. On account of a petition which came to be filed before the Honorable High Court of Bombay at Goa, which was registered as Writ Petition 14 of 2018, the flying squads were constituted so as to completely stop the extraction of sand. Our government is sensitized to the pain and need of sand, and hence, in order to augment the needs, we have appointed NIO Goa to carry out an environment impact assessment and modeling studies for the sand mining cluster in the rivers of Goa. The report has also identified the zones for the purpose of extraction of sand by manual means. However, the sustainable mining guidelines had permitted extraction of sand only upon receipt of a district survey report to be prepared by the district collector. As on date, the district collectors are in the process of preparing the said report, and only after that the state will permit sand extraction by manual means. However, my colleague has raised the issue of dredging of the Shapora River. I would like to assure you that we are seized, and I think within the next, I'm talking on the outer side, within 15 days, we should move to tender the work, or we are trying to do it in a bit of a different way. It was originally proposed that the government takes out a tender and tenders the work with a condition that the dredged material be dumped into the ocean. We are now proposing that in view of shortage of sand within the state, that we will tender out the work. The person who dredges the mouth of the river would be in a position to take possession of the sand, of course pay whatever mining royalties are to be paid. The government will not pay him for the dredging. On the contrary, we are seeking that he pays us something. Thus, we would be saving money. And at the same time, we would be dredging the mouth of the river. At the same time, we would be making sand available for people at large. We have also conducted a study on the quality of that sand. We have sent it to the engineering college at Farmagudi. We have also sent, if I'm not mistaken, a sample to BITS Pilani for them to also conduct a survey. The report from the engineering college has come positive. We are waiting for this report, and immediately we will move forward. Speaker, sir. Measures to control pollution. I will come to Paradip Phosphates Limited.